There is something inside your mind that never sleeps. It doesn't speak, it doesn't interrupt, and it doesn't demand attention, but it watches everything. Every thought you believe is yours appears only after it has already been processed, filtered, and approved. Your consciousness is not the starting point of thinking. It is the final screen where results are displayed. Long before you become aware of a thought, deeper systems inside your brain have already evaluated it, compared it to past experiences, and decided whether it should reach awareness. What you experience as a sudden idea or intuition is not random. It is the end of a silent process that has been running in the background the entire time. You feel like you are making decisions in real time, but the brain doesn't wait for permission. It predicts outcomes, weighs risks, and selects responses before you consciously notice the choice. Only after the decision is set does awareness appear, creating a narrative that makes it feel intentional. This is why decisions often feel obvious only after they are made. The observer inside your mind doesn't ask what you want. It calculates what is most efficient, familiar, or safe, and then presents that result to you as a conscious choice. You don't experience the world directly. Your brain constantly removes information, simplifies patterns, and fills in gaps. What you call reality is a constructed version designed to be manageable, not accurate. Colors, sounds, faces, and even emotions are interpretations, not raw data. Two people can witness the same moment and remember completely different realities, because each brain builds its own version of the world based on expectations and prior experience. The observer doesn't show you what exists. It shows you what it believes matters. Memory feels stable, but it isn't stored like a recording. Each time you remember something, your brain rebuilds it. Details shift, emotions change, and gaps are quietly filled in. Over time, memories can drift far from what actually happened while still feeling completely real. The observer doesn't protect accuracy, it protects coherence. A believable story is more useful than an exact one. That is why memory can be influenced, reshaped, and even rewritten without you noticing. If you were aware of every internal process, you would freeze. Doubt would replace action, and hesitation would replace instinct. So the brain hides its own mechanisms. The observer remains invisible not because it is weak, but because it is effective. It works best when you believe you are in full control. Awareness is given just enough information to function, never enough to see the entire system. Control feels real because it has to. Your sense of self is built on continuity, the belief that thoughts, decisions belong to one unified identity. But this identity is assembled moment by moment. The observer selects what enters awareness, and consciousness builds a story around it. You are not being deceived. You are being optimized. Now something subtle has changed. Not because you learned a fact, but because you noticed a pattern. The next time a thought appears suddenly, pause. The next time a decision feels automatic, hesitate. Ask yourself whether the choice was made in that moment or whether it was already waiting for you. Once you see the observer, it doesn't disappear. It simply watches you notice it.